The Denver Sports Podcast coming to you now, talking about Jokic legacy, Colorado athletes in the Olympics, our favorite events, and a whole lot more. Stay tuned. The Denver Sports Podcast coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Boy, am I excited to come to you for this one with two of my favorite people, AJ Hafley, Mitchell Carroll, and we are talking Olympics. I love me some random summer sports. Summer Olympics, they just hit a little differently. AJ, I'm sure you're partial to the Winter Olympics as a hockey guy.
Oh, of course. The Winter Olympics are far superior, but the Summer Olympics aren't without plenty of random sports to become an expert in for 2 weeks.
It's just fantastic. And Mitchell Carroll,
Yes.
we saw the U.S. men's national team lose a close one to France yesterday.
Wasn't that close.
They have a Pidsman on the
close
team.
for a while.
And,
They do have a Pidsman, and he looked okay.
and we're looking forward to the women's side as well, where the U.S.
Dominated
always
today.
does well. Lots to get into. Colorado always well represented. 26 athletes from the Centennial State in the Olympics this year, and that doesn't even account for people like Georgi Mihailovic, who I didn't see on this list. Nikola Jokic, who honorary Coloradoan if there ever was one.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray. So we'll get into it all. But first, a simple question. Your favorite Olympic events?
I think every Olympic cycle it changes.
Yeah?
It's a different thing that grabs me. Last Olympic cycle, last Summer Olympic cycle, it was the first year of the rock climbing and the bouldering, and I watched all of it, beginning to every event, all of it. Could
That's
I tell
an elite
you one single name? No, but I was extremely invested at the time. It was so much fun, and I've long been partial to handball.
Handball rules.
It's so fun to watch.
It seriously rules. It's such a good sport.
It's so much fun to watch. I don't understand why it's not big in this country. I don't understand why it doesn't have like a league. It's electric to watch.
I
Yeah.
love this. You were talking to me off air. You're really big into the gosh, how do I put it in a way that's nice to say? The lesser sports, I want to say, but the less mainstream sports.
Games
let's
you would
say.
play in PE that are
like
Olympic
you just
sports.
described.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's elite at the
Yeah.
PE sports?
Yes.
Yeah, the PE sports. Oh, man.
And I will. This is the time of year where I think of an elite tweet, and I forget who the author is. I apologize. That says the Olympics would be so much better if we just had a normal person starting the events off and showing, like, if the 100-meter dash just had like a normal mid-30s person in like the far lane to show you how fast these people are actually going.
You could
compared
have
to
an
a
entire
regular-
heat of normies.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Running the 100 and being like, oh, okay, they ran it in 16 seconds. And then the pros do it, and they do it in 9 seconds. And you're like, oh, okay.
That makes sense. Or like handball. Seeing people try to compete at handball or field hockey
Yeah.
or bouldering, that
Yeah.
would be amazing. Trying to see a nice little triathlon or an equestrian ride. That'd be amazing. Someone
Yeah.
like Mitch trying to show off some
Trying.
fencing skills,
I
There's
fenced.
A couple of
Oh,
these,
do you?
a couple of
Are you
these
a
would
big
be
fencer?
pretty
I don't fence
dangerous
now,
to
I
put a
fenced in
normie
school.
into.
Did you?
I did.
Let's get out of here.
I swear. I fenced.
Stop it.
I fenced.
I need images of
I
this.
fenced.
And now I will only believe you are fibbing, as I would say it to my 6-year-old.
Yeah. I come up from the age of the internet where the rule was pics or it didn't happen, friend.
There you go. Yeah, that's right.
We had fencing as an after-school option.
Oh my gosh.
And it was that or chess club, and I wanted to play with swords.
To be fair, Mitch went to a weird hippie school. This is
Okay.
not
This was
like
normal elementary school.
Wow.
All right, in this case, I also fenced.
I actually fenced. Why is this so hard to
I
believe?
should mention we also have Kale Sorbo on the sticks here.
Well, you
Our
didn't ask me-
expert on Olympic winter sports, certainly as a great skier in his own right. But yes, Mitch.
You didn't ask me what my favorite
your
event is.
favorite sports.
Well, to clear, it's basketball, number one. And that just,
Really?
yes, 100%.
Boring.
The FIBA format doesn't take away from it?
Not at all. I love it. I love it so much. And maybe
I do
that's just
too.
growing up in
I do too.
the, Jordan going and and the big, hugest names in American sports being there for that.
Well,
and that
nowadays-
has continued my whole life. It's definitely the biggest stars of the Summer Olympics.
It's become more
You know,
competitive than ever. Where now
And,
there are three or four.
I love that. But I'm also here for the kayaking. I love the kayaking. I love how they'll just build a crazy. I mean, I grew up in Golden, and we would like spend our summers just hanging out on Clear Creek, watching people do the kayak course. And then I was like, "This is in the Olympics. Awesome."
Yeah, you guys are bringing up sports
Yeah.
I didn't even realize were
Yeah,
Olympics.
handball, like we said, and then beach volleyball. Beach volleyball
yeah.
is electric, and
Beach volleyball is incredible in the Olympics.
regular volleyball too.
No.
But beach
I'll bet
volleyball
on
And
is.
regular
our very own Chris Marlowe is going to be on the
That's
call
what I was gonna
for
say.
the
Damn.
entire thing this year.
I was going to bring that up. He wasn't on the list you gave us on the rundown of Colorado
That's
people.
beach specific, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, he's calling the beach volleyball for the
One of the
might-
all-time greats.
And might be the coolest venue
Yes.
in Olympic history.
If you've
They
seen
put a
the
beach
look,
volleyball court below the Eiffel Tower.
Let me find it. I'll find a picture.
It is
backdrop is
so sick.
insane. I'm also looking forward to these Olympics because while there has been a lot of messiness in Paris with all the preparations and stuff, some of these venues and the way they've placed them is extremely aesthetically pleasing. I am super hyped, for example, for tennis being at Roland Garros and the French Open venue and being able to see Nadal potentially for the last time, playing tennis on the clay of the French Open.
God.
Look at that. Look at that.
unreal, dude.
That is incredible.
That is super cool.
It's so sick.
I hate to give him credit, but well played.
Man, you guys really make me feel like such a mainstreamer.
Oh,
because
track too.
My favorite events are pretty like I love the hundreds. I love the
Have to.
100-meter, 200s.
Yeah.
I love the 100-meter relays. I also can't believe Italy's got the defending champs in a couple of those.
Yeah, fastest guy in the world is from Italy.
Insane. Yes. I truly never thought, truly never in my life that I think that would be a thing, but
Didn't seem ridiculous
Right.
to me until Mitch was so incredulous about it. It's like,
it's absurd. It's absurd. The fact that I talk about this in my personal life all the time, but like my daughter's 6 and she has never in her life seen a World Cup Italy was part of, something that was unthinkable when I was a kid. She has never seen a season where the Broncos have a winning record or a playoff appearance.
All right.
Again, unthinkable when I was
stopped being
growing up.
fun.
Yeah, I'm
And
over
yet
this.
she has witnessed the fastest man in the world being an Italian, the #1 ranked tennis player in the world being an Italian. Things that I truly could have never comprehended.
We're in the upside down right
we
now.
are in the upside down.
They medaled at
We are in the
Eurobasket. Like,
upside
what
down.
happened?
We are in the upside down. It is nutty what is going on. But I love the 100 meters.
Can I speak to that real quick?
Please.
Remember when we were kids and I was talking about how like it was the basketball players that pulled me in?
Yeah.
The other big stars to me of the Olympics were the sprinters.
yeah, Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson, I mean, with the gold cleats.
Yeah.
Right? The
That's an
gold
iconic-
spikes.
Oh,
but
big
like
Olympic
track,
moment.
I don't know.
Usain Bolt, I think,
well,
was
and
like,
then
I
Usain
mean,
Bolt was the
Yeah.
the 2000s.
Yeah.
Is it not? Why have they gone away from marketing track as hard? Or am I just not the target of those?
I think
Because
we
to
are
me, that was the
lacking an
draw.
American superstar. I
Maybe
think
that's
that's
what it
where
is.
it fell short.
I mean,
Trey Lyles, brother.
Trey
Yeah, I
Lyles,
was gonna say,
famously
and-
known as the why do they call NBA champions world champions guy. He's going to be a fascinating storyline. Sha'Carri Richards will be a big star in this. But it's
She's awesome.
been a
Yes.
while since the U.S. since these people who maybe had some hype coming into the games then delivered on that hype and became superstars in their
Yeah.
own rights.
Watching
And-
Usain Bolt, watching Michael
it
Johnson.
was incredible.
Lining up like, okay,
incredible.
you guys are the fastest people in the world, but who's the fastest of you?
And that-
there's nothing like it.
That title of fastest man in the world, I think, carries so much weight. you
Well,
know?
I think some of that also kind of went the way like Olympic boxing used to be.
I was
like, a
going to
big
say,
thing.
I wish Olympics
And-
boxing was such a thing because there's such a great history of at
Yeah.
the
I
didn't
time,
think about
Cassius
that.
Clay, Muhammad Ali,
Yeah.
getting that really being the major stepping stone. And there's been some amazing amateurs who that's their last showing as an amateur before
Yeah.
they take off and become superstars. It just isn't that popular a sport,
Right.
and that we just don't know the guys coming up the way we used to.
The popularity of it has really gone down, and I also think that like when we were growing up, like we would turn on the Olympics and it would be like whatever NBC or whatever was showing. That's what we watched, and they
Yes.
showed the mainstream sports.
Yeah.
And they kind of chose for us,
Right.
what we cared
Right.
about.
Yep.
If they had sprinting on the back burner, and we were all watching javelin every night in prime time, we would all know all the best javelin dudes
That's a
from
good
that
point.
from that
That's a good
era.
point.
Correct.
And
it really
instead,
is-
now you open up Peacock, and it's just like, what do you want to watch?
It's on demand. Yep.
Exactly.
It's like so much of
Yeah,
the
there's-
media culture has been modified from it used to be dictated to you. Now you're picking and choosing, and it's just a much more diverse way of
yeah,
taking it in.
yeah. It's
There's
just a lot more catered to. It's a la carte
Yes.
Olympics now
Yep.
instead of just prime time. Here you go, and a bunch of stuff just gets highlight packages, and that's it.
100%.
There's a sport similar, and it's one I did into college. It was swimming.
Was it fencing?
It was swimming. I only did fencing in young. I think I did it from 5th and 6th grade.
Yeah, and swimming with
But
Phelps and
swimming
stuff
with
had
Phelps
that
into
kind of
Ledecky
juice.
has some highlight.
Yeah.
Truly dominant.
I love Ledecky. Her events are so long. It's like a snooze fest when she's lapping people by
True. But when you get into the
a tenth
freestyle
into
relays,
it, the
freestyle
those are
relays, the
amazing.
freestyle
Those are
sprints,
so
the
fun.
butterfly sprints,
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah.
like thrashing water, crazy, and it's this is gonna be a silly term because it doesn't sound real, but like the technology of a pool has gotten so much better that like lane dividers have gotten better where you don't get waves from the other guys. Like
Yeah.
everything is more streamlined, everything is faster, everything is better. And I just watching the sprints and relays in a pool
There's
for the
also-
Olympics is just electric.
There's also something to be said that historically Americans are the most dominant swimming superpower ever.
That's
and
right.
it's fun to watch your country
No doubt.
win all the time. It's
Yeah.
great.
100%. And I mean, it's exactly what Mitch was talking about. There used to be track and field superstars, and those would give you iconic moments. Those would allow you to kind of have a little more connectivity to those sports because you understand the stakes a bit more. You understand what legacies are on the line. You understand kind of the long-term implications of winning this gold. And I think swimming has been able to carry that out. And there's a few other sports like gymnastics we'll get into.
Oh my God, we didn't even
But
bring up
first-
gymnastics yet.
You're getting into the Olympics like us? Bet365 has you covered. Our betting partner, the only place you can get DNVR's custom bets year round, the only place you can use our code DNVR365 to bet on Rockies, Rapids, get some preseason futures in on the Avs, Buffs, Broncos, Nuggets, you name it, and all sorts of Olympic bets. It's amazing. I was checking it out this morning. They've got a lot of stuff. Was getting into who are the favorites, who are the Colorado natives that are favorites in their different disciplines. Also, they've been amazing to work with. Great partner. They're like opening up their headquarters in Denver, their U.S. headquarters. They are all in on us, and we are all in on them. They've been amazing. Use that QR code down low. Sign up, use our code, and get $150 in bonus bets once you've signed up and placed your first dollar bet, $5 or less. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. We'll get into some of our Olympic allegiances in a second. I was just in Italy. That's where I grew up. That's often what I root for. Let me tell you, though, not rooting for Italian rental cars. Got a real POS car with, like, the shittiest tires in the whole wide world. And the second we hit a rock in the Italian countryside, boom, stranded. Big old, just no way of getting out of this one. No plug in this. And boy, did I miss Toyota at that time.
Wow.
I thought Toyota
was
would
wondering where
have
this was
taken
going.
care of me. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Because Toyota has you covered. You know, they're Colorado through and through. So the Italian countryside would be nothing for them. They would have driven right over the boulder that gave us a flat in the crappy Italian rental we were in. Toyota has you covered in all cases. Their Land Cruiser, they have so many all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive options, hybrid options, fantastic SUVs. And anyone who rocks a Toyota can tell you what a great, reliable car they are. And they have just been an incredible partner for us. If you're watching us on X, jump on YouTube where you can chat with us in the Toyota chat and tell us about all the wacky sports you enjoy in the Olympics. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Crowan Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, and Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. It's the official vehicle of DNVR. Toyota, proud partner of DNVR. Okay, we didn't even really get into mine. Definitely the 100 meters. Gymnastics is a big one for me.
Yeah.
One of the fun things for me of watching the Olympics is like sitting down at night and my wife, who isn't necessarily the biggest sports fan, getting into the Olympics, Winter Olympics, she'll like tear up watching the figure skating. It like inspires her so much. I love that. And in the summer, it's the gymnastics. And I mean, they're just incredible, especially this era with Simone Biles. They just do amazing stuff. I love watching gymnastics. And I, come Olympic time, become a full-on volleyball expert. I love volleyball. I root for Italy, who's extremely good, both men and women's. And volleyball's like, it's as if you were watching a basketball game where every play ends with like a poster dunk confrontation at the rim. And it's like, is it going to be a dunk or is it going to be a block? Like, this is going to be amazing. It's so fun watching volleyball. Those athletes are just incredible. The kind of coordination and like jumps and verticals they show and the way they can just get down and do those digs.
Yeah.
And I don't get into it a ton, but aesthetically, I kind of find it hilarious and entertaining to watch field hockey. They're bent over, so it doesn't seem comfortable at all to be playing
it looks
field
like
hockey.
back problems waiting to happen.
But, you know, I've always had a fascination for the Dutch. It's probably because they rock basically Broncos colors. And
That's right.
always a strong Dutch team in field hockey. So, Dutch squad, I'll be rooting for you in field hockey.
Sick.
There you go. Any follow-ups for me on that?
No.
That's great. That's great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Archery is also cool.
I was just gonna say archery.
I like archery.
Archery's fun. They do some shooting ones, which is similar to archery. The plates being thrown and shooting those down.
Oh, yeah.
I love those random sports. Those are great to just turn on and like there's 10 people in the crowd. And,
Yeah.
And yet someone just like achieved, they became the best in world history at that. You know, it's really delightful. Colorado connections in these Olympics. Obviously, there's some athletes that we know. We've got some returning medalists and other big-time contenders in their sports. Before we get into Jokic and Murray, Wyndham Clark, Colorado's own, he has jumped up to the 5th-ranked golfer on the PGA Tour's rankings.
Damn.
That's how you make the team. He's making the U.S. squad over guys like Bryson DeChambeau, who won the U.S. Open this year. But Wyndham Clark, Colorado's own, and he rides for the Centennial State. So I'll be rooting for him. A little controversy that he made it because I guess he hasn't shown up at the majors this year. But Wyndham, I'm looking to you to redeem yourself.
Great golfer name, too.
I went to high school with Wyndham. Fun fact.
There you go. Great name.
Do you guys have any comments on whether or not Kale's telling the truth there?
No, I believe it.
But you didn't
I
believe that
assume
I
you have a
fenced.
yearbook that can prove that, right?
Yeah. I, mean,
See?
I believe
valid
that
Christian high
way
school.
more
He was
than
a
your
senior when I was a
fencing
freshman.
story. That seems way more believable than you fencing.
Yep.
There was a fencing club. So I fenced.
Uh-huh.
I'm upset.
Okay, you should be. What- see, show us the pictures. I will issue a public apology.
Yeah, exactly.
On the spot. No problem doing that. I'm a married man. Apologizing is basically what I do. What a show, huh? We have soccer superstars Lindsey Horan and Sophie Smith coming to defend.
And Mal Swanson. She had 2 goals today.
That's right.
In the 24th minute, it was Colorado assist, Colorado goal. In the 25th minute, it was Colorado assist, Colorado goal.
They Colorado extremely hard. Swanson and Horan defending Olympic gold in this one.
Oh, yeah.
So that's big, and Sophie would get her first one.
I also just want to shout out Dennis Rodman's daughter on the team because anytime you can point that out, I think is important.
She's incredible, no doubt.
Trinity Rodman's my favorite.
Trinity
She's
Rodman.
amazing,
She's
dude.
dope.
Trinity Rodman is awesome. And I think a particularly interesting storyline in this one, because that Women's World Cup was such a disappointment, that they're kind of coming to the Olympics to redeem themselves,
Yeah.
to like show up and
And they started off in a big way today. I mean, it was pretty much over in the first 30 minutes. Granted, it's Zambia, but Zambia has one of the top players in the NWSL. So, I mean, you got to play who's in front of you. And you know, what I like about the Olympic soccer that they've done, the men's is like the last youth tournament, the last stop before you hit the senior team, right? It's the under 23s with some age exemptions in there. And I think that's smart considering all the huge tournaments that exist outside of the Olympics.
I kind of hate it.
But the women's side, this is one of the marquee events, period.
No doubt.
Right? And
No doubt.
So the weight of a women's soccer in the Olympics is higher than a lot of sports, I feel like. Because,
Big time.
I mean, obviously the World Cup's going to outweigh it, but then it's the Olympics, right? And so I love
100%.
how much a title means in the Olympics compared to, you know, like basketball, even though I love it, Olympic gold is not an NBA title. You know what I'm saying? Like the weight is different.
Sure, but I agree with you that I hate it, the U23 thing.
yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it.
Could I tell you who won gold medal in hockey last time around because it didn't have NHLers in it? I don't know. It doesn't
You don't
matter.
know who won gold medal and
No, because I didn't watch it because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't best on best. Now the women's side is best on best because all the best women players have been going.
Interesting.
In this format, it's all the best women players that are going.
Yeah.
I'm significantly more invested. Olympics is supposed to be best on best.
Yeah, I think it's a problem with boxing too. I think they got to
Yeah.
kind of figure that out as well. Where it's like
interesting.
we need to go back to maybe this really being like, is it the Olympics or is it not? You know, is it best on best or do we have these weird rules where we're taking it out? But that does lead to a great segue where U23, you do have 3 in the men's side
Yeah.
guys who can be not fitting that mold, and the Rapids have one of them, and it's
Georgie Mihailovic.
Georgie Mihailovic, who of course has been an incredible addition to the squad this year.
Yeah, is at 10 goals, 9 assists, with plenty of time to spare. Biggest transfer into the Rapids ever, until this summer when they purchased Rafa. But no, it's really good for him. You know, his dad is Serbian, came here to play, ended up playing and coaching in Florida at the college level. And then Georgie just kind of grew up around that. You know, he's Serbian, but he's American. And, you know, he didn't make it beforehand, and he's probably never going to break through to that top flight team
Yeah.
in terms of making a World Cup roster or a Gold Cup or whatever. So, you know, it's very cool to see him able to represent his country and go play in a big time tournament. And also kind of be like a guiding force with the other 2 overage guys, with the younger guys. You know, this is as big as it gets for them before they move on, you know, so.
Yeah, and in the case of Georgia, I do think it's really cool that he gets to be part of this and have that experience. And I mean, in some ways, for some nations, I do think that it does hit different being able to have that squad. And then there's, like, I don't know, like Spain just won the Euros. They have a semifinalist U19 team.
Yeah.
They've got a U23 squad in the, like, what kids are going to that?
Well, like,
you know,
so,
like
like,
your best
you know,
under
France-
19-year-olds are in the U19.
Yeah.
The best older guys just ended the Euros. Like, it, after a while, you start to almost like break down the talent pool to where you're pretty limited.
So, like,
It's very fractured.
you know, France as Michael Olise, he's just got signed by Bayern. He's going to be starting for Bayern all next year, but he's under 23 and he's starting for France. I kind of think of it as like a young stars showcase, basically.
I remember when R9, the original Ronaldo, did this back in '96. I want to say, kind of had a breakout then. That was, you'll have these cool moments, but yeah, you wish it was maybe. And I don't know, the soccer calendar makes it so that you just couldn't.
It's impossible.
You're always going to have Copa America and Euros on the same summer as the Summer Olympics. Continuing down the list of Colorado natives in this, Derrick White. I mean, wow.
Let's go.
To think that we at BSN Denver back in the day broke the news of like Derrick White transferring to CU.
Yeah.
And being like a guy to pay attention to.
That was a long time ago, man.
No kidding, AJ. No kidding, my brother.
A lot has happened.
And now we're here in the Toyota Lounge as DNVR.
And he's in the Olympics.
And he's a reigning NBA champ and going to be on Team USA. Just wow.
Yeah.
September, he was celebrating a Buffs football win down at the bar with
right
Harrison
there.
and
Yeah,
other
right
guys,
there.
and you and other
was
members
awesome.
of the crew. And now he's off to, get that gold. It's just incredible the journey this kid has been on in a sport of that global nature. That this like underrated kid from like Parker I've written down here. Correct me if I'm wrong. To be here, just like nutty, man. So yeah, that's a fun one to bring up. The 3-on-3 hoops team has Jimmer Fredette, Kenyon Barry, a couple Colorado guys on
Jimmer
them.
Fredette.
Which again, I
loved
didn't even
him.
realize Jimmer was a Colorado native. I always thought of him as a Utah guy with the BYU.
I don't know
connection.
that I don't know where he's from. I just know he played for the Nuggets Summer League team once.
Yeah, for sure. And then we have a few returning medalists from the 2021 Olympics, which of course was the postponed 2020 Olympics.
This is some fake news. He's from New York.
Jimmer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jimmer
All these
Fredette.
articles here had Jimmer on here, so we will get further on this. Jordan Poulter and Haley Washington are U.S. volleyball players who are defending gold medalists coming into this. Of course, we mentioned Lindsey Horan and Mallory Swanson are defending gold medalists, coming back to do it again. And on the discus thrower side, Valerie Allman also a defending medalist that's in the mix. Colorado, as always, it really shines and shows up in the Winter Olympics, but like no state rides harder in the Olympics, man. We are like odd sports city out here. We get it done.
Yeah.
We pursue our odd dreams with ultimate
Our
unlimited
odd
passion.
dreams.
Yeah. I mean, who's a better example of that than us, AJ? Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Did
Because Valerie Allman is a discus thrower.
I mean, it mostly comes down to like Colorado has tremendous infrastructure at a youth level for non-traditional sports compared to other states, and like that really shines through when it comes to the Olympics, like, and the high altitude training thing, like because sports like track and field, like these kids, because of the high altitude training their entire lives, end up going to top NCAA programs, and it's just a pipeline.
My guy would know. He went to school with Wyndham Clark and the McCaffreys. So unlike
Wow.
some of us, he's actually truthful. Which
Okay.
speaking of
Nothing to do with what I just
What
said
is the
at
point?
all. There was no correlation
Oh.
there.
to give you shit was the point. Speaking of that,
Because you decided to come onto a
Yeah.
podcast and lie about fencing today.
that's right, bro.
I didn't say I was like
That's
a
right.
fucking medalist at the junior championships. I said after school you could fence, and I did it. What the hell?
When I see the evidence,
This is
I will
bullshit.
issue a public apology. You can mark my words. By the fun we're having on this podcast, I don't need to tell you. Sometimes we can get caught up in the rat race, but really, this whole game, it's about living life for a tomorrow, like there is a tomorrow. That's exactly UC Health's motto. UC Health dedicating themselves to making Colorado the healthiest state in the country. We're coming back, baby. They partner with guys like Coach Prime to make that exact thing happen. Who knows? We might start some fencing clubs to really get that cardio back in Colorado, kids, as it should be. Yeah, they want you to know how important mental health is and encourage Coloradoans to live the healthiest lives through statewide initiatives that include taking care of your mental health. You know, I'm always reminding myself, trying to remind our team, like, you're no good to anyone if you're not taking care of number one. Spoiler alert, number one is you. Take care of yourself. Look out for yourself. It's not selfishness when you say, hey, I got to be my best self to be the best person I can to my people. We've all got our people. We're all living for them, living for ourselves. So that's UC Health's mission. That's a mission I'd encourage all of us. They've got some inspiring stories that I would recommend you check out. Head to uchealth.org/tomorrow to see more on that, to learn what it means to live like there is a tomorrow. They've been a fantastic partner. Check them out. And then, I mean, on that line of living like there is a tomorrow, come have some fun at DNVR with DNVR events. All sorts of amazing stuff going on. Speaking of Olympics, which is what we're doing here in this show, we are opening ceremonies tomorrow morning. A little mimosas brunch at the DNVR bar
Say
while
less, my guy.
watching the opening ceremony. Amazing.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's going to be Team USA versus Serbia men's basketball watch party on Sunday. That's going to be incredible. After I do this read, I want us to talk about our allegiances in this.
Okay.
And how you guys feel. I also have a great example from the 1990 World Cup.
I have some
In a-
very hot takes about that.
Good. I love this.
The 1990 World Cup?
I love this.
This game on Sunday.
The bar opens early at 9 a.m. Bottomless mimosas until 2 p.m. Rakia specials, brunch menu.
Shameful.
And then, I mean,
Shameful.
it's that time of year, right? We've got a golf tournament coming up, and that's going to be amazing. Go to DNVR events to check all that out. Broncos tailgates, Buffs tailgates, Buffs going to Nebraska, Broncos going to Tampa Bay. TrueFanTravel.com has you set on all those. Just go to DNVR.com/events and see everything we've got going on.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's popping. It is popping,
Lots
baby.
going down, baby.
Let's go right into that because I do want to talk Jokic. I want to talk legacy. We've got AJ on here, and he's seen it happen when another member of Denver Sports Mount Rushmore and Joe Sakic bringing home the gold for Team Canada. And we can have some legacy talk, but you have some feelings about Team Serbia against Team USA. So
Yeah.
tell us, Mitch.
Rakia specials. How about Budweiser and Marlboro Red specials, brother? This is America.
I'm sure you mean Coors Light or Miller Lite, but
That's
yeah,
what
we
I meant.
approve.
This is. I
you're
am
saying
so
you-
sick of
you're-
hearing about Team Serbia.
You're not
I
rooting for
don't-
Team Serbia.
No.
Really?
Where are we right now? Where am I from? Who am I riding for? There are not a lot of times where I'm very patriotic. Basically, anything that isn't sports, I'm all in.
Nikola Jokic, our savior?
I love him as a Denver Nugget.
How do you feel about this, AJ?
I'm with him.
Really?
I think it's
Yeah.
ridiculous how this office is just like, we're Team Serbia now.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
It's a bunch of traitorous bullshit.
Eric's allowed. That's it.
only
Eric's allowed.
right. He's married into it. So,
Fair enough.
so
Fair enough.
for start, I'm a dual passport, and I side with Italy, right?
That's fine. You grew up there.
yeah.
You
My
have family
pops and
there.
I-
That's fine, man.
That's fine.
complex relationship. The one thing I'll give him is we root for Italy when competitions are on, and typically Team USA's team number, my backup team. You know.
That's fine.
Here, though, I feel a bit like the Neapolitans when the 1990 World Cup semifinal, Argentina versus Italy, was played in their city, and their God, their Lord and Savior, Maradona, was the star of the Argentina team. And halfway through that game, the Italy fans start booing Maradona for a bad foul, and the Napoli fan, the Neapolitan natives who are rooting for Italy at that point, turn and start rooting for start rooting for Argentina. Argentina wins that. It's kind of a classic moment. And I think in some ways, Denver has a bit of this conflict that Naples had in 1990. You guys don't agree?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I think it's ridiculous.
Kale, you're closer to it. You've been to Serbia.
Yeah. I'm 100% rooting for Team Serbia.
Well, disgusting.
What would the Clarks and McCaffreys say about that?
Disgusting.
That's fair.
Very says good. Good.
I just, it's a little bit different for us. I know. The national team means so much more to the Serbian population than the team does to the U.S. It just means so much more there.
You're not. It's the Serbian population.
It's also the dream team. It's hard to root for a dream team.
Yeah, it's also
you know?
like they just dude, Joel Embiid is on this team. What are we doing?
Proud American.
So?
Oh, I hate it.
He went to high school here, went to college here, works here, has a child here, got married here, has his wife here. He's American.
Chasing
Professional flopper here. I mean, he's done it all.
Hey, until the closing ceremonies, baby, he is my guy.
Went to Kansas, disappointed Jayhawks fans like they are basically every year. So he's got
Calm
that
down.
going for him. Ooh, I'm in the sassiest of moods. I love this so
calm
much.
down.
Also, quick plug on Sunday after the game, we are doing DNVR Nuggets. We'll be doing a post-game lounge like we do in the regular season.
I hope Steph Curry
and
shoots
we will
15
be
fucking threes.
We
in this
will be
game.
joined by the homie Miroslav
Oh my God, the
live
homie
from
Miroslav.
Belgrade. To either give him shit or celebrate with him, and we get to have it both ways. Yay!
I will just say,
That is legendary.
I will go through this in 2026. I have gone through this before.
Yes.
I'm not rooting for Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon in the Olympics. If they go against Team USA,
But
absolutely
again,
not.
that's a super team, so it's easier to root against
Absolutely
them.
not, man. No. F all that.
I love this. I love this.
No, I hope Jokic puts up a 50, 20, and 20 and loses.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it.
How hard is that?
I get it. We get to
love
watch-
Jokic. The
this
guy's
is- I get
amazing.
it.
I love watching him.
Especially-
I love him as an athlete. He's a hilarious individual. I love what he's done for the Nuggets. It's amazing. He's amazing.
Well, and as Nuggets
And I
fans,
hope he doesn't win the gold medal.
as Nuggets fans, however you feel about Carmelo Anthony's basketball Hall of Fame resume and really basketball, like his resume is hinged on being one of the great Olympians in Team USA basketball history. Like it was for Team USA, and we rooted for Team USA, and it was great to have him. And I'm sorry, Jokic, but you're going to Serbia. I'm going to root against you. When you're back in Nuggets colors, I'm going to root for you. It's not hard.
What about how Jokic's legacy fits into all this? Because obviously medaling
Well, that's
would
like
be
what I wanted to get
massive
with that.
for his legacy. Bringing home like a gold to me would be like, I was trying to conjure up comparisons. It'd be like when Dominik Hasek in '98 leads the Czech team to win a goal. I mean, it would be that kind of like mountaintop achievement
Yeah.
that really consolidates you as a great.
Well, in
Does that
basketball,
give extra juice to this?
the Hall of Fame for basketball is the Basketball Hall of Fame. So your Olympic resume, your medals, the FIBA World Championships factor in to your case.
Oh, there's
right?
FIBA legends who've never played in the NBA who are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And so it's very important, right? And like you said, bringing a silver home for Serbia goes a long way in his legacy as a basketball
rad.
player.
Well, it would be the second. He's already done that.
Sure. But
Yeah,
I'm saying, but
it'd be
like
the second.
Go
anything
get
you
another
do
one.
at the Olympics
Would be rad.
Yeah.
is important, more so than any other sport that we watch, because of the Hall of Fame implications for how you do on that stage. I think it's super important. That's kind of why I love
I do too.
Olympic basketball so much,
I do
is
too. I
because
think
it's
it's
such a
massive.
factor. It's your college career, it's your pro career, and it's your international career. And I think that's really cool.
I don't think it's that big of a deal in this case.
For Jokic?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
He's won.
yes.
He's got a Finals MVP and 3 regular
He's
season
already
MVP.
like a top 20 player all time.
Exactly. Like if he leads Serbia to gold, then it's just like great. There isn't anything left for him to win.
Kale can probably speak to it, but I know that the Serbians
it's very different in Serbia. Jokic's
Yeah, and that's great.
domestic legacy is not cemented in Serbia yet. It's nowhere close.
Great.
Because of how they've fallen short in Euros and the fact that Jokic has dipped out on playing for the national team the last couple of summers.
Well, there's that pressure of you are a once in a generation talent for your country. This was the pressure Messi was going through up to
Messi with
4 years
Argentina.
ago.
Yep.
It's like, fuck, like how many more of these will there be to capitalize on the greatest we've ever seen?
LeBron James, he's not going to
bringing
play in
that
another
home.
finals. This is the last time to see him be at the peak of something like that, I think. And I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm excited to watch Team USA. I think they're going to be awesome.
I want to watch Anthony Edwards
I'm interested to see
be
because
the guy in a room full of the guys.
Yeah.
I think this Team USA has more questions than we've had in a minute, and the field has never been more stacked. I mean, Team France,
the field is why I'm really excited about it because it has long felt like who's going to take down
Yes.
the United States.
Yes.
You know, you have the
Argentina.
Spain and Argentina have had really good teams, but
and now
now
you have
it's
Greece. I mean,
Yeah, and
France
now
is super stacked.
you have
Even
several
Germany.
teams.
Yeah. Yep.
There's 5 or 6 teams that you're looking at going. If they win the gold medal, would you be shocked?
No,
No.
no. And for a while, it was like, oh wow, Spain almost has a starting 5 of all NBA players.
Yeah.
Now you can say that about 5 or 6 squads, and the ones who don't, like the defending world champs Germany. Even the guys who aren't like Dennis Schroeder NBA players,
Yeah.
they're like high-end EuroLeague guys who like, look, they wouldn't be rotational NBA players necessarily. Would they be a 12th man on just about every NBA team? Yeah, of course. They just choose to be a starter and star over in Europe for comparable money, you know? So
Well,
like,
and the FIBA environment's going to be a lot more
That's right.
comfortable for them
That's
than
right.
it is for NBA players.
yeah, and I mean, the game, it's the long-term impact of the Dream Team is exactly that we've gone from 92 to this, to the game being so global,
Yeah.
so internationalized that the last several MVPs are an American, that all these squads are stacked, and even the guys who aren't playing in the NBA are almost NBA level. And I mean, gosh, South Sudan almost pulled off the like the unthinkable, you know? And I get the Serbia discussion because there were years for me where like the first generation of Italian squad that had multiple NBA players never achieved what squads prior to them did, you know? I mean, I've seen 3 or 4 Italian NBA guys at once playing together, and they never achieved the silver that was achieved in 2002 with no NBA players on it,
Yeah.
you know?
I think why I like the Team USA basketball team so much and why I want them to be so good as a soccer guy first, it would be a massive upset if the U.S. was even in the 3rd place game at the World Cup, right? That would be insane. That would be
Yeah.
world news sports shattering,
Yeah, big deal.
right? So I like being able to tune in to a sport where no doubt we're going to kick some ass. That there's something to that. I don't know.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
it's fun being the world's power in something. And that's I'm
Especially in a
excited
global
for
game.
that. Yeah.
Having everyone coming after you.
no, now it means more.
Well, and
I
we
mean,
both
now
come
it's
from
like-
sports where, as you just said, the Americans aren't top dog.
Yeah.
They're chasing.
Yep.
And so this is a different environment where it's fun.
Yeah, and you don't want to end up as England in soccer, where it's like, we brought the sport to the world, and it's been 60 years since we
Yeah.
actually won anything.
The world far surpassed us.
Yeah, right.
I hope we
Yeah,
are-
could you imagine
yeah.
if that happened to Canada in hockey?
No.
Like 60 years of not winning anything. It's just
I can't imagine like 5 years of them not winning anything.
it's the rest of the world that just dominates at it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Let's-
we're a good squad, but we underachieve.
Let's talk about this when Canada doesn't win a world junior or a world championship or an Olympic gold or, something like all the international competition. No, they're the world's power, dude. And that's what I want to see from USA's basketball team is I want to see him be the world's power. I want to see him flex on
There's
him.
a certain pressure to it.
I
right?
want him to beat
Going
Serbia
in-
by 1,000 points.
Oh, it's
I
a
want to
massive
see
pressure.
someone
Yes.
like who knowing that the world is watching and hoping for you to fail is like, no, I'm the best and watch
Yeah.
me be the best. It's so cool to watch. And every Olympics it's a little different. Carmelo Anthony out of nowhere was like a guy,
awesome Olympian.
right? Like one of the pure international hoopers. Is it going to be Steph? Is it going to be Ant? Is it going to be LeBron still? Like, who can just strap it on and be the best when every single eyeball is on you?
Because for the Redeem team, it kind of had to be Kobe. You know, like he had to
Great
kind of like
Olympian.
step up and do the thing.
Well,
Against-
he
against
wasn't
Spain.
initially on that roster. They brought him in after friendlies because they thought they were missing something, and he
Yeah.
completely took over the tournament.
And I mean, then the cool thing of these like superstar teams is then a hierarchy within that superstar
Yeah.
nucleus must come to bear. Whether it's established off the court or not, the court will speak and tell us who the true alpha dogs of the alpha dogs are.
Yeah.
And,
And
that
it's-
is a fun part of this Team USA competition.
And like, who is the kid that they bring along? You know, there's always the last roster slot goes to maybe this will be the guy at some point. Like Anthony Davis, before he played an NBA minute, was the last guy on the roster. Then it was Keldon Johnson, but that's just because Pop was the coach, right? But that was before he had played an NBA minute. He came along. And then this year it's Cooper Flagg, who hasn't even played a college minute yet.
Yeah.
But he's there.
insane.
And it's so like, is that going? Are you going to fulfill? You got that spot, right? You're that guy. You're enough to get that last spot on the bench. Are you going to be there several spots closer to the court soon? Right? It's just interesting to watch to me.
Dream Team had Christian Laettner on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and who carries that mantle? Because you have American superstars, but you haven't had, you know, the top dog MVP guy with Luka and
Right.
Jokic and Giannis the last few years.
And Embiid.
Can I
Yeah.
throw out a hypothetical
Fair.
for you guys?
Please.
Yes.
So you're all talking about the U.S. being the preeminent basketball power in the world, and I would agree with that. But I had the dissolution of Yugoslavia not happened, you could argue they have a way better basketball culture than America does right now.
Yeah.
And they produce more high-end NBA players. I mean,
They don't produce more high-end
not
NBA
more,
players.
but I mean,
Higher,
not true.
what he's saying is higher end
two of the
NBA
four best
players.
players in the world right now are from former Yugoslavia.
Sure, but then the rest
Okay.
of the All-NBA team is Giannis and Americans.
I know it's a complete hypothetical, but if you could put together a former Yugoslavia
Oh, for
starting
sure.
five against this American starting five, I think it would be one of the greatest games ever played.
I agree with that.
I
Could
think
be-
you're
could
going to
be
have
great.
some all-time great games already. I mean, and we
No, I
haven't
agree
even
with- you're
talked
not
about
wrong.
Jamal Murray and Team Canada yet. You know, I mean, they have like some really, really stacked squads in this field. It's going to be fun, and it's what kind of soccer misses out on right now.
I guess I get so hyped up about this because I'm going to root for Team Canada when they're playing.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to root for Team Serbia when they're playing. But I'm not going to be like, I'm not rooting for Team US against them. Like, that's crazy to me. Of course I'm going to root for Team USA over
The
them.
Olympics is about riding with your dudes.
Right.
These are your peeps.
I'm just always inclined to root for the dogs, and Team USA.
I get it.
I love what they mean for the sport overall. I also I love rooting against the Death Star sometimes. you
Yeah, but
know?
sometimes the Death Star has to win in order to stay the Death Star. Otherwise, you just turn into
It's
whatever
true.
the Yankees are now.
Yeah, no, it's true. Boy, that's a deep conversation, AJ.
Yeah, you need a villain.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And it's fun. It's fun in a sports setting to be the world's villain in a sport.
It is. It actually really is.
Yeah. It's awesome.
They've got some real villain energy on this squad. I mean, Embiid and LeBron alone.
Yeah, they seem pissed off. It's fun.
Yeah. Also, that South Sudan game makes me think, is this one of those years where they just shit the bed?
Because it's happened.
Like, it
I
could be
I
a
just
real
think it's-
stinker. Yeah, 0-2 in Athens was like
oh
that.
my
right.
god.
It was
That
terrible.
That roster.
It's
had,
still like they were
like-
stacked compared to anyone else. You had Duncan, you had AI.
Yeah, but it just wasn't a team that
Wasn't
took
like
it seriously.
Tayshaun Prince a starter on that team? No knock on Tayshaun Prince, but
Tayshaun
he's
Prince,
not. He's
like,
not on this. He's not even close to the level of this team.
Was he really worse than Derrick White? I think Tayshaun Prince in that era of
Tayshaun Prince
NBA
was
was
pretty
like
good.
a Derrick White level guy. Also, like in a FIBA tournament, a defender like
Yeah, but
that
Derrick
with that
White-
length, beast. Like Tayshaun Prince would
Think
have
of
been
the
a
closing lineup
superstar
this
on
team.
any other.
It's LeBron, AD, KD, Steph, and Anthony Edwards. I mean, that's like as good as it gets.
Pretty death story.
Like, that's crazy.
That's fun.
They're way better than that 0-2 team.
Dude, and I think this France team with the FIBA rules and the goaltending stuff, like with the length they have,
Didn't
Yeah.
Jokic cook them?
Could
Kale, maybe you
really-
can enlighten that.
here's the thing I will say about Team Serbia is anytime a Sombor shuffle is happening at the Olympic level, I'm just rejoicing. When the whole world can celebrate what is ours and Sombor's, our sister city, we're all in. We're all in always. So great. All these sporting cultures coming together.
Yeah, man. That's what's fun about the Olympics
Like
because
the passions that drive us being manifested on the field, you know, and
yeah, it's
it's inspiring. It's the best.
and it's like this like 20-day sprint of sports.
Yes.
For a bunch of junkies like us that are, we were just upstairs sitting around watching rugby. Like, we
Yeah.
know anything about rugby, dude.
And like,
Rugby
who's going
sevens.
to be the American star that comes out of this?
Yeah.
Remember when Roland Gardner, the wrestler,
Yes.
Yeah.
became a sensation? Who's that this
Yeah,
year?
that guy
Yeah.
Yep.
that has to emerge.
And the kind of the breakout, right? Because there always is that male or female athlete. We've got a lot of expectations on a whole lot of people, but then there's always kind of the breakout.
Like, Katie Ledecky is going to
Right.
kill
but
everybody.
like, who gives us that hallmark moment? Like,
Yeah.
the relay team, the Phelps relay team.
Yes.
With that enormous comeback that embarrassed France at the end.
That's
like,
right.
France, that relay team from France was like the Death Star. And
Yes.
it was cool to beat them.
Yeah.
And,
It was
and in
very
such
cool.
a dramatic way.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's awe-inspiring. It's so great, and the window's so slim.
Well, and
like we talk
our
about
Kerry
championship
Strug
windows,
moment.
right?
You know,
right.
like with the Olympics produce these kinds
Yes,
of moments.
yes.
yes,
And the fun part of it is it's not always going to be a gymnast or a swimmer. You don't know that it could be a wrestler.
yeah. It
Like-
could be a boxer.
Yeah, it could.
Could be a tennis player. You know,
they're
I
all
mean,
over the place. There's so many different sports that you're just like, all right, cool. Is the great moment for America in this cycle going to come from breakdancing?
Surfing.
wait,
like-
is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Breakdancing. dog.
Breakdancing's in the Olympics. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Like it's like
Skateboarding.
I know
right,
little about
like-
breakdancing, but I'm hammering South Korea in that. I just like, as a ball knower, I'm telling you right now, hammer South Korea on breakdancing, okay? So is that okay to say? I hope I didn't say anything wrong. I hope I didn't just cause an international incident. And yeah, skateboarding. I'm all in on skateboarding. You know me.
Skateboarding at the Olympics is very, very cool.
It's
and,
so lit.
It's so cool.
They need to be more chill. They need to like adopt more X game rules.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, the X
the
Games
Olympics are a
vibe,
little
it's-
like
yeah, it's a
too
little-
structured for skateboarding. It's like, I don't know. Did you guys ever see the Rob Deerdeck League? That's more the vibe we're
Extreme-
going
They're
for.
kind of
Yeah.
they're kind of that way about extreme sports in general.
Yeah,
though. Like,
yeah,
They
it's
kind of
like,
like even when like at the Winter Olympics when you show up and we're like taking super pipe too seriously, I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, like give them back their Monster Energy cans.
Right.
That's what we want.
It's like, guys, I don't know if you've ever seen a skateboarding competition. Like, you're maybe a little too buttoned up right now. Like let your
like,
hair
why
down
are our
just a
commentators
smidge.
wearing suits? Like,
Where-
give them back their
It's
snapbacks.
like
in the background, you need the South Korean breakdancing team on the side.
Did you see?
Who's the X Games skateboarding commentator with the dreads. He's a legend. I'll look him up right now.
So did you guys see where surfing is being held?
No.
It's in Tahiti.
What? What?
There's an Olympic village on a cruise ship in Tahiti
Because it's a French territory.
because it's French.
What?
Yes, dude, it's so sick.
That's crazy.
That's incredible.
It's amazing.
I wonder what it's like for them. Like everybody else is in Paris or
Right.
in that area, right? And they're
Yeah.
in like
They're not. I
Olympic
forget.
Village.
There's a couple other events that are also there.
Well, the basketball, the first couple rounds of basketball are actually like a full 2 hours away from Paris.
Yeah,
and then
the
they'll
men's
be
Olympic
Paris,
is in
yeah.
Marseille. The soccer is in Marseille.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it's like the Denver Metro, you know, like,
right. Like it's you're like in the area though.
We have to play in arenas, you know.
But then
yeah,
these dudes are just a Tahiti.
yeah, but they're in Tahiti.
on a
cruise ship.
That's,
Think about
16 hours away.
think about how
that's
debaucherous.
very surfs up
Okay,
of them.
two of the most debaucherous places on this planet
Oh my
are
God.
Olympic Village and a cruise ship,
You've
and
combined
they've
them.
combined them in the most beautiful tropical paradise. It's gonna get
They're
gonna be
sensual.
so
With
the Olympic babies.
with professional surfers who are just like easily top 5% most
God.
attractive people on the planet.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh, my
there are going
God.
to be some elite surfers born in about 9 months.
Oh, amazing, guys. Amazing. I love this so much.
Surfing class in 2025. About to be incredible.
Oh my God, amazing. No, this has kind of got me hyped for some Olympics, honestly. There's
I have to watch
and, you know,
surfing now.
I think what we just talked about, the storylines, the breakout stars, the people who inspire us, those are in some ways like that's way more important than like the medal count.
Oh, dude, I don't
Give a
care about the
shit
medal
about
count.
the medal.
I kind of care about
you know?
the
I
medal
really like. I follow it for I don't know, maybe like 5 days, and then I'm like, I don't care. This is fine.
Yeah, I really only care about like the big events.
Yeah, no, I mean it's cool to follow.
care about
I mean,
what
I care about watching all of them.
know?
I only care about winning the medal in the big events.
right.
Like the ones I can name a competitor in.
Yeah.
You know, like
For sure. Sal Mesacalo was the legendary X Games
Oh, yeah.
commentator.
Oh yeah, he's the goat.
You know,
Absolute legend.
like I'm gonna be mad if Katie Ledecky isn't grabbing golds.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna be mad
For
if
sure.
USA basketball doesn't grab golds. Track, I'm gonna want us to win all the sprints,
go Noah
all that
Lyles.
stuff. Huh?
So let's go Noah Lyles.
Yeah.
Marcel Jacobs all the way.
Is that the Italian
Fastest
sprinter?
man in the world, yes. Doesn't speak English, so don't start because his name's Marcel Jacob.
I didn't say anything.
I saw it coming from a mile away. This was an absolute blast.
Did he?
This was an absolute blast. Thank you, AJ, Mitchell, and
The fencer.
and Kale. Yes,
fence
our
liar.
favorite fencer. We are on the fence about your fencing.
You guys are full of shit.
And
I'm not on the
yeah.
fence. I think it's full blown bullshit.
Right. I would agree too.
Why?
The part where you said it was like it was the BS part of the show, and you jumped in with that.
We were talking about fencing.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, this has been a blast. Thanks to Kayla on the ones and twos, and yeah, join the Toyota chat. Let us know who you are rooting for and what your favorite sports are. We are out. Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.